Hey everybody, welcome to Studio 13's first installment of MilSerp Moment. Military, firearms, pistols, rifles. If you can think of a better name, let me know. We'd love to hear it. The M1 Garand. Why not start off with the Big Daddy? The M1 Garand has a lot of history and there's a lot of things about it. We won't get too far down in the weeds. This is going to be more or less a show and tell kind of thing, and we will be taking it to the range in just a few minutes, so hang on for that. After World War I, the U.S. military was looking for a self-loading semi-auto rifle to replace the 1903 Springfield bolt action. It fed with a clip, yes it is a clip, 8 rounds in each clip from the top, no detachable magazine to have to worry about or anything like that. Gas operated. There's a tiny hole in the front of the barrel, not that front of the barrel. There's a tiny hole within the barrel towards the front that pushes the gas through the gas tube, knocking your bolt back, where then it can pick up another round, slam it home, you're ready to go. It was designed by John C. Garand, a Canadian American. And everybody pronounces the rifle Garand. It just kind of took off, and that's what we call it. So in 1936, the U.S. military adopted the M1 Garand for all branches of service. Right on time for World War II, the M1 Garand saw action in the sands of North Africa, Italy, the Normandy landings, on through Europe and their liberation, to the hills of Korea and beyond. The conclusion of the Korean War started a long period of the Cold War with Russia. These rifles were mothballed or rebuilt, refurbished, and sent to our allies all over the world. You can find these in the Philippines, Korea, South America, all over the world. In fact, they've been picking these up in Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria. They're still in use. All right, so let's talk about the two big questions that always come up when anybody talks about the M1 Garand. Number one is what ammo is safe to use. Number two is the dreaded Garand thumb. You don't want to get caught in there. It's never happened to me, but from what I hear, I don't want any part of that. The ammo. The military version of a 30-06 was the M2 ball. It was perfectly made to cycle correctly without any damage to the components of the rifle. So now we have modern ammo. A lot of it works at higher pressures or is too low to cycle correctly. The higher pressures can actually be very dangerous to the rifle as far as bending the op rod, not cycling right, or even slamming the bolt back so hard that you could damage your receiver. According to the CMP, they don't recommend anything over, say, 175 grains. 150 is good. When you get into bullet grains, that does not address the pressures that you're talking about. And you can get into all the numbers and get as nerdy as you want on the pressures of the 30-06. Generally, what I do, and a lot of other people do too, is the 150 grain Remington core locked is perfectly safe. I've used it for years without a problem. Cycles just fine. Everything's just dandy. Do your own research and you be the judge of that. But the Remington core lock has been fine for me. Oh, and before I forget, there are a lot of commercially made, specific for the M1 Garand, ammo made by PPU. American Eagle comes to mind. There's several of them out there. Hornady, I believe, makes an M1 Garand specific ammo too. So look into that. The dreaded Garand thumb. What happens is you've got an 8-round clip and you're going to load this. And generally what they say is your top round should be on the right for reliability. I've never tested that theory. and I'm not going to do it now. You're going to load this up right on the top. As you push down on the follower, you can feel that spring pressure, and you're in there. Now, when you let go of your thumb is when that bolt's going to slam around into the chamber. You don't want your thumb in the way. Sometimes you got to help it a little bit, but you don't want your thumb in there. Now, they say that you can hold that down inside there and it doesn't do anything till you let go, and that's probably true. From what I can see, that is true, but I always keep my hand in front of that follower just in case. One more thing about the M1 Garand, or any military rifle, military surplus rifle that you get, you're going to get the bug for the goodies that go with it. Whether it's an M1 Garand or an M1 carbine, German, Japanese, whatever. These old rifles, you've got to have a sling, right? You must have the correct sling, or at least a good reproduction. There's some places you can get some good repros of all this equipment. So this is a 1943 M1 Garand. The sling could have been leather or canvas. I've got a canvas one here. I believe it was new old stock from a place called At the Front. They've got a lot of good stuff at the Front. And there's another one, what is the name of that? World War Supply. They've got a lot of new old stock, reproductions made just like the originals, and some older things too if you want to pay the money for them. You say, Mark, where's your bayonet? You got to have a bayonet, right? One bayonet. This is an M5 bayonet, which is Korean era. It's got the Bakelite handle. Fits right on there like it's supposed to, in case anything gets so close and I'm out of ammo, right? Got the correct sheath and the whole bit. So you've got all that. Well, you got to have an ammo belt. These ammo belts are specific to the Garand. They actually used a very similar model for the 1903 Springfield for the 5-round stripper clips. This model 1923 holds the 8-round M-block clips for the M1 Garand. There are 10 pockets, 8 rounds per clip. You got 80 rounds of ammo right here in your belt. So good luck with all that. Have fun with it. Enjoy these old rifles. They are war horses, and they're built to last, and they have lasted. So let's quit jawing and take the old girl to the range and warm her up. What do you say? If I get a lot of attention on this video, we'll be doing some more, and that'll give me a chance to show off some more of my stuff. So like and subscribe. And here we go to the range. We went, it's about a 25-yard target, an 8-inch stick-on pie type target, and she did pretty good. Did have a lot of glare. The sun was in my eyes. There was a lot of dust. The wind picked up. Those are all my excuses. But the old M1 Garand probably shoots better than I do. In fact, I can almost guarantee it. So let's go warm it up. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.